Okay. So, all right, I'm still trying to figure out how to work this, but we're back. Okay, so this is Friday community breathing and tension release class. I'm Michele Moritz. I'm teaching this as a community free based class. It's 45 minutes. And we do different variations of this class. I'm going to do it sitting on a stool. We're just trying to release tension and tightness using our breath and trying to gently open some things up through the joints, get some connectivity going deeper inside into the core, around the spine, supporting the nervous system. So we're going to come back sitting in a stool, and you can just, choose a stool or a chair that's really comfortable for you, that gives you a sense of support through your sitting bones. So you don't want to feel that it's too smushy or that it's too low or that it's too high. You want to feel that your knees can just slightly drop down a little bit from your chair. We're going to bring the feet a little bit more forward so that our weight shifts into our sits bones more easily. So we're just going to take a moment here and let the shoulders relax, let the jaw and chin go, let the release through your lower back come through so that you feel that you're releasing through the tail of your spine. And then we're just going to gently close our eyes and feel the breath drop down into the base of your spine, into the base of your pelvis. So we're just starting to focus internally, letting go of any external thoughts or tensions. And then we're just going to gently open the eyes, taking the palms together and gliding forward and back, letting the fingers rest and glide in between one another, feeling the breath draw up into the palms. So we're drawing some heat and energy up into the hands using our breath. And then separating the palms, feeling that nice energetic buzz in between your hands. Feel that push your palms out into the space around you. So we're going to use this as like a nice yawning, exploring, growing into the space. Breathe through the back of your body. This is wherever you feel that you can move through. This isn't trying to copy what I'm doing. You're feeling your own body. You're breathing into the back, into the chest, and just feeling that your breath washes around inside your body, helping you move. So the limbs are nice and soft, and we're feeling that we can expand into every direction of the space we're in, acknowledging the space up above, down below, around the sides and behind. So we want to feel nice and open, using the breath. And then we're going to reach out, gathering energy from the space around through the palms. And then just take that and wash it over your face and eyes, sensing it and breathing into it. Feeling a sense of calm and relaxation as you wash over the eyes through the face. And then we're going to take our fingertips into the brow bones, breathing out, and just trace massaging from the inside to the outside with a nice little lift up into the hairline. So we're going to exhale, flushing that through, relaxing the face. So as you feel this massage and openness come from the center of the face and out, let that calmness again wash through. And then let's take the index fingers, going underneath the eyes, We're breathing out and tracing from the inside to the outside through the orbital bone. Breathing through that with a nice little lift into the hairline. So we're going to exhale, feeling a nice release and flush and calm again, letting the sinuses relax here. Using your breath to let go. You don't have to press very hard, just use your own liking of pressure there. And then we're going to take our fingertips into the forehead, letting the breath go and just scrubbing up and down. Getting all the lines out, moving the skin, moving the lymph around here. And then traveling around to the outside of the eyes, the temples. Don't press on here. You just take a nice light massage, moving the skin around, nice little circular motion. And then we're going to continue down in between the upper and lower jaw, relaxing the jaw and digging your fingers in there a little bit more. You can use more pressure here. And just feel out as you relax your jaw and hang it open. Feel out where you need to go. Let your fingers, let your body guide you. There's a lot of tension we hold in the jaw. And then we're going to come up through the ears into the scalp. Just a little scrubby, lifty motion to the crown of the head. We're tracing around the ears, through the back of the ears into the back of the head, waking things up. And then eventually we'll reach the bottom of the skull into the top of the neck, the occipital. And that's where our spine meets through our head. So there's a little crease there, a little crevice. We're gonna take a nice little lateral massage, scrubbing that open and feeling a sense of length come through the back of the neck into the head. So we wanna keep this open as much as possible. We're acknowledging this and waking it up back there and letting your jaw and chin relax. So there's a sense of length, not from going out, but going into your body and up. So in and up along the spine. Go a little bit wider out towards your ears. And then we'll come back in close to the spine. You can relax your head a little bit more now and relax your neck as you take a nice circular massage down the back of the neck. So releasing the breath and really trying to get in there, drawing tension and tightness away from the spine through those erector muscles. We're traveling down the back of the neck until we've reached the top of the shoulders. So we have our trapezoids here, big tension spot, of course. We're going to take the fingers back, digging into the top of the shoulders, and we're just drawing forward, pulling forward, releasing any tension and tightness from the tops of the shoulders, and then shaking the palms out. And then going back again, exhale, breathing out, pulling the stress and tension out, and shake it off. And again, breathing out, exhale, relaxing the shoulders and shake it off. And then you can bring your feet a little bit wider for this if you like. We're going to interlace the fingers. Feel the breath and connection from that low belly, breathing in and up along the spine. That travels all the way through and up your body, and that's what reaches our palms through and up. We're going to breathe and just take a nice little wiggling up. Feel that you're breathing and wiggling up out of the bones, feeling your pelvis let go. So you're kind of separating the tissue from the bones here with your breath and engagement, lifting the spine up off the hips. And then we're going to just let the arms straight down, let the tail sweep under. Take a nice circle over to the side. Breathing through the side ribs, wide elbows, opening the chest, inhale, and exhale over and sweeping under to come around. And through the side, inhale and up. And exhale over, sweeping the tail under. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders forward. And side and up. We're going to let the breath come in up here and then change to the other side. Exhale, sweeping the tail under. And just let the arms flow around. Inhale through the side. Feel your sternum open wide. And exhale, forward and down and around. Inhale through the ribs and chest breathes wide. We're going to find that breath from down low in the belly, up through the spine, through the arms, keeping that suspended and opening the arms, just floating the arms open around and down. So now from here, we're going to go into our legs a little bit more. So one foot is going to glide, we're going to glide the heel down and out along the floor to lengthen through the back of the knee and the heel. So if this doesn't straighten all the way for you, that's okay. We're going to breathe through it, right? So we're breathing through the joints, not holding and pulling. So we want to feel that breath from here, lift us up. We're going to take one palm very gently, pulling the fingers down. It's like a yawning. So we're going to inhale, lift up, pull the palm down. You can reach through your toes and change. Come in. Inhale and knead and stretch. And reach through the toes and change. So we're just kind of moving through the ends, breathing from the center and up. If your arm doesn't straighten all the way, that's okay. If you're just here in front a little bit, that's fine. Follow where you feel supported from inside here. It might take a little while to get all the way up, but eventually you will feel fantastic from getting that stretch and getting some space for everything to function inside your body. We're going to stay up here. Now from here, take your opposite hand back behind you on your chair, and we're just going to push down to lift up and over, breathing and hanging the arm open, relax and change. So your palm pushes, we're relying on the hand a little bit, but breathing through the abdomen up and just letting the chest open, let the arm hang, release and change. Inhale up, going over the tail to open the chest. Release and change. Inhale up, pushing up and over. And release. We'll do one more on each side. Inhale, lift. And letting that go. And change. Inhale, breathing up. And release. So now from here, I'm going to try some of this today. Usually we do this on the floor. It works a little bit better, but we're going to try. We're going to reach both palms up and just circle the wrists, breathing out. Bring your feet pretty far forward so you can relax your body over, just circling, relaxing around. You're just going to hang over the legs, breathing out and hanging. As you're breathing, let go of your head, let go of your jaw and chin. And then you can take a little exhale through the nose and do a light dropping of your head with your exhale. So we're just getting a little bit more release into and around the spine. And then we're going to stay here and just gently sway from side to side. This is not a big motion, but we're just letting the head sway from one knee to the other, getting into the sides a little bit more through the back of the ribs and the waist. And then breathing through the center, in and up along the spine. We're going to inhale. The abdomen hollows in and up along the spine to roll your body up. Feel your abdomen with your breath, lifting your spine up, coordinating into the length and the posture of your spine, right? So our bones give us alignment, and all the muscles and nerves and soft tissue support that. Keep that connection down low and get into your tallest position by engaging through here, not by pulling up through here or pinching here. The shoulders can just hang. It's the spine that gives us our posture, and everything should organize properly from there. Then we're going to just release out of that. Take a little rounding. We're going to use our fists nice and loose here. And we're just going to curl the tail under and drum into the sacrum. Breathing out, loosening things up. Getting into the glutes a little bit, around to the sides. And then working our way up the sides of the spine, towards the kidneys. And back down again, try not to hold your breath, releasing the breath. And then we're gonna come up using the fist, going right down into the sides of the hips here. Breathing and just kind of dropping into and around the sides, loosening things up. Then we're gonna take one side and then the other, breathing out and taking a nice flush from the back of the hip to release down and out through the feet. So imagine that you're taking that tension and tightness in the back of your hip and flushing it down and out through the leg and out through your feet and toes. And then we're gonna come around the side, open the palm, nice and loose again, use the heels of your hands, going up around the sides of the legs. Try to relax your legs as much as you can. We're going around the side IT band lines here. So we want the muscles to really shake, releasing, not holding, letting that move around, getting anything that's kind of holding or stuck out. This is really good if you get some cramping, or if you just need to stretch and loosen up. Sometimes stretching doesn't work and you need to do other things to be able to stretch. So this is a nice chance to do that. Let's take the palms up around into where the quadriceps attach into the knees. So we're going around the tops of the knees, just kind of waking things up and letting things flush into the knee more evenly. And then our fingertips lightly tapping into the kneecap, feeling a nice vibration into the bone. When you're sitting in a chair here, you can get a little bit of a reflex, so be careful with that. We're gonna travel down the shin bones, breathing and feeling that vibration all the way down to our ankles if you can, and back up the shins again. We're gonna lean back a little bit more, and when we lean back, you can feel your hip flexors engage a little. We're gonna drop our hands, our palms down into the hip flexors, just letting them bounce off a bit. You can go a little bit out to the sides there, you might get them a little bit easier. And then we'll continue to flush through the quads from the top all the way down into the knees. So the entire length of our quadriceps, you can use a lot more pressure here, using the heels of your hands, releasing and massaging, go a little bit to the outside, a little bit to the inside, breathing and lengthening these muscles, releasing and breathing through them. Then we're gonna come down into the outside of the calves, the shins here, the peroneals. We're just fluffing around through the sides. Again, very loose with the palms, letting them take that nice circular bouncing off. Going light if you feel a little bit sore here. And then just releasing out of that. We're gonna come back and just bring your feet a little bit more out to the side, but try to bring your feet forward and out a little to relax the inner thighs. We're gonna use the tops of the palms here. Letting the breath go, you can kind of lean back a little and flush down. So we want a downward release motion from the hips. We're gonna try to keep the legs relaxed as much as we can. These are our adductors. So this might be a little bit more tender, this tissue. It might be more, it's more sensitive. So we're just gonna follow that inside line in that downward motion all the way through towards your knees. So you can, if you're not feeling that this is tight, you can think of this as waking up this meridian. So this is very important for our alignment through the knees and the ankles and the hips and the back, pretty much everything. And then we're gonna come around and just a little bit of a flex through your heels. So you're gonna feel, we're gonna bring the heels a little bit together. I know my feet might disappear. Your calves engage a little. We're gonna take our fists and exhale, drop into your calves, and exhale. You can bring your foot up, bring your feet up on something in front of you, like a little froggy diamond shape, breathing out and breathing out. So if you're sore here, you can just go lighter with a little bit more repetition, not as much force, but you're gonna get a nice release either way. Breathing out, letting that muscle kind of shake off the bone here. And then we're gonna come around, leaning back into the palms, and just give a good little shake out in front of you. If you can really lean back. And we're gonna bring the feet back in, lifting up nice and tall, and taking that lift up, we're gonna massage up around the sides of the ribs, taking a deep breath in, and exhale, release. Feeling that we can move and expand through the side ribs. We have lots of cartilage here, intercostals, breathing and expanding. And then we're gonna flush throughout the entire abdominal cavity, breathing through that. And then eventually making our way down into the groin area, just relaxing and massaging, flushing through the lymph there. Lots of lymph here. And then coming right up into the center of the chest, right into our sternum breastplate. Breathing out, just a little scrubbing up and down, releasing tension there. Letting the breath go. And then taking nice long strokes from the ribs down through to the pelvis, getting up underneath the sides of the ribs, and coming back around through center, and underneath the ribs over here. And then we're going to come back and relax the arms. Just let the arms hang. Think of your shoulder blades or scapula nice and wide and hanging down, right? I always think of football players with their big shoulder pads. So there's a prominence of weight. And that's what I kind of use as my image to feel my shoulder blades. Take your opposite palm, relax your head over, and just breathe into the front of the shoulder, massaging. So lots of lymph here again. I want to mush things around. And you can move your head around a little bit, getting that untangling from the neck leading into your shoulder, seeing and feeling how that's related, breathing through that. And then coming out to the other side, relaxing the head over and massaging, breathing into the front of the shoulder, letting the head go, relaxing over to the side. And coming back through center. So we're going to take a nice exhale and drop the palm up and over the shoulder. You can let your hands hang. We're going to breathe out nice and loose through the palms, just letting the hands kind of bounce off the top of the shoulder, but also feeling that you're getting some breath into the top lungs and ribs back there. And yes, we go all the way up. Breathing, getting some acknowledgement and awareness. And then we're going to take a deep breath in from the base of the spine. Feel the abdomen massage in and up along the spine, each little vertebrae as you inhale. And exhale, let the arms go. And again, inhale through and up. And exhale, release. One more time, inhale up. And release. And now we're just gonna shake it all out. Releasing through the shoulders, the upper back, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. Getting a good shake off the bone, letting the breath go. Feeling that nice fuzziness that creeps down into the fingertips. This is really good for any tension in the forearms and through the wrists, just literally shaking. Now we're going to relax our shoulders. Through each finger, we're breathing and drawing the tension and tightness out, feeling a sense of opening wide through the sternum with the breath, and that's going to travel into the arms expanding. So we're breathing out, pulling that free, and exhale, open wide. So you want to feel a connection from the breath here, out through the arms, like you're flying. So we're not trying to go backwards, we're expanding. And there's a sense of floating. Doesn't have a lot of force, it's the connection. And breathing through it, relax the shoulders. And exhale. And breathing through, drawing any stress out. And again, breathing out. Just feeling a sense of openness in the chest and how that relates to the arms. So the nerve lines that start all the way through, up from the spine, through the chest, out through the arms, all the way down into our fingertips. We're just trying to open those nerve lines. And then we're going to interlace the fingers, compress and release, just squeezing and letting go. You can do a nice little shearing forward and back through the palms, getting some space in between the fingers, and then relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the wrists. We're going to let the breath go and let the wrist move around. So a nice little release. The more you let go, the more this will come through. And then we're going to reverse it. Practice releasing into it, letting it go. Use your breath as a guide to release through this motion. And then we're going to separate, breathing from the palms open and close. So we're going to inhale and exhale and expand and compress. Inhale and exhale. So now we can take the feet out a little bit. We're going to feel the breath from the base of the spine, the dantian, right? So we're going to take a deep breath in, expanding and opening up. We're going to exhale, starting with the dantian. We're going to squeeze out. As we exhale, squeezing the breath out, connecting into the spine, squeezing through the fingertips, the toes, the eyes. All those distal points, we're compressing and squeezing out anything negative we don't need or want anymore till you don't have any more breath. And inhale, expand. Feeling that floating open. And squeezing the breath out, exhale. Compressing, squeezing, feeling that really deep connection. You can think of this as a way to engage through your abdomen deeper. Breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out. And expand, inhale. One more time, exhale, squeezing it out. Expanding and inhale. This last one, we're going to exhale but gather light, new energy through the fingertips and toes, drawing that into our center, enveloping it, keeping the space and freedom through those lines. And then letting the breath in and just releasing anything that was left. So now from here, we're going to go into the ears, relaxing the jaw. You can let your jaw hang open a little bit. We're going to massage with the fingertips all around the inside lines of the ears, breathing and moving around, doing a little pressure in wherever you feel like you need to. And then very gently, my absolute favorite, pulling the ears away from the head, going all around the perimeters there, breathing and feeling the ears open up and feeling how that affects the release into the head and the occiput through the spine. We're going to take our fingers, that little scrubby lifting motion through the occipital up at the top of the spine, reminding the length back there through sensation in your body, breathing through that. And then taking the hands, interlacing, relax your head into your palms here. Let your jaw and chin release. Let your hands Draw in and up to lengthen through the neck, through the back of the head, and continue to sweep up and open around and letting the palms come down. So keeping that sense of openness, we're going to use the breath and scan the room, looking through our eyes. So we're using the eyes to turn the head, just looking out, relaxing and absorbing through your vision. Breathing, not holding your breath as you scan the room, feeling a sense of length into your spine from the base all the way up. And once you get to the side, take a new breath and scanning the room to the other side. So we want to see every little soft detail, like we're seeing it for the very first time. Breathing, feeling nice and connected from the inside to the outside. And taking a new breath and scanning the room. This time, let your vision expand out beyond the space that you're in, feeling that you're looking out beyond this space into a nice, beautiful horizon, through the sea, or through the mountains, or a nice wide open field. And then again, using the breath to just feel nice and open and relax through the vision, letting your vision expand. This is really good to do after being on the screen for a long time. Feeling that natural utilization of our vision come back, not compressing it through a screen. And then again, breathing through that to come around and in. So now we're going to take a deep breath, keeping your neck open and your chest open, just feeling the breath gather in and up. We're going to squeeze the eyes shut as we inhale, pull the breath up. Feeling the spine lengthen, and then exhale, gently opening the eyes. Little blinking, washing the eyes over, and then just taking the palms around and flushing away any little energetic cobwebs around the face and eyes. And then taking some nice little taps, breathing all around the skull. And then coming around to the back of the head, and nice sweeping up through the back of the head and neck. And feeling that sense of length back there, you can start nice and slow, just looking side to side, but you're not looking and reaching out through your chin. You're just feeling the length through the back of the body move your eyes. So breathing out, letting the jaw go. If you can, let the momentum build with your breath letting go. You're still spotting, but losing what you see in the center. And just let it release. Let it slow down gently so you can bring yourself back. We're going to come around into our suture sagittalis, right into the front center of the head, the hairline. We're going to press down, pull apart, and release. And breathe through, go back a little bit more, and release. One more time, back a little bit more, releasing. And just feeling that nice openness around. So now from here, we're going to come around and up and just go through the legs a little bit. So I'm going to show two versions. If you're using your chair, and if you have to use your chair, you're going to lean into the top of the seat, take 1 foot back. You're going to go pretty far back, bend the other knee, and just breathe, feeling a sense of length from your tail, from your back, down and out through the heel. Try not to stay hunched over. Let your shoulder blades glide down so you can just look out a little bit and then come in. So if you're on the floor, you can come down and tuck your toes under, and we can get a little bit more of a flush with your heel leading. Breathe out and glide down and back, feeling the hip and the knee open up. And then come back and change. So whether you're on the chair or the floor, follow along with the breath. So we keep a sense of connection as we go through the stretch. So we're never just falling or hanging or disengaging, right? So stretch is an action, it's a verb, it has connection, it has alignment, and it has activity, right? So we're not trying to become a blob. So breathing and shifting and then coming back. So now from here, if you're on the floor, tuck your toes under, push back, let your tail drop over your heels. My knees are a little bit apart. We're just gonna hang, drop the tail, relax your head, breathing out, shifting, and you can just kind of drop, if you're on your stool, you can use your stool to bend and you want to feel your tail drop, right? So it's the length and release of the low back. And then we're just going to stretch through the legs. You can either be on the stool, on a block, or hanging down. Relax your head and shake the legs out. We're going to bend one knee, hang over the bent knee a little bit, but breathe and shift your weight into the straight leg, hip, and heel. You're going to exhale, feeling that opposite hip open up through the leg, change to the other side, bending the other knee, and shift into the opposite straight leg. You're shearing and shifting and breathing and change. And exhale, shifting into that straight leg, hip, and heel, scooping through the abdomen a little bit, and change. And exhale, shifting over and breathing, getting that nice release through the back of the hip into the lower back. One more time on each side. You can curl your head up a little bit for a little extra, and change. Shifting into that straight leg and curling the head in and up, looking at your hip. Come back through center, relax through center, let the head go. Feel the breath through the low belly, lift up to the ceiling. Don't lose that. That breath in and up encourages the spine to roll up. So we're connecting through that roll up of the spine, coming all the way through and up. And once you get upright, try not to lose this. Feel this energy continuing. Feel the energy through the legs go down and out through the floor, finding our sits bones. So now from here, we're just going to do a little bit of a standing and breathing. So we're looking for a connection through the low belly here, finding that sense of sipping through the muscles. So we're using a sipping breath through the mouth to encourage a connection in and up through the abdomen along the spine. So we start with the sip in and up. You feel like you're lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Feeling your sits bones draw together and down through your heels. And then we're going to exhale, lifting up through here, bending the knees for some contrast, breathing into the spine. Gently straightening, finding that breath again, sipping in and up. Nice and tall through the crown of the head. And exhale. And again, the sipping breath lengthens you. Feeling that connection in and up along the spine. And exhale. Going deeper into the spine. One more time, sipping in and up. Strong legs down. And exhale. We're going to try this with the arms floating around and up. The breath initiates always the abdomen and center, that midline connection initiates from the dantian, the base of the spine, sipping through first. Floating the arms around and up. And exhale, breathing into the spine. Feeling the sits bones draw together and down, finding that long tail down and out behind you. And again, the breath comes in. Suspending it and exhale. One more time, sipping in and up. And exhale. And then just releasing the arms, coming all the way up, rolling the shoulders up. Inhale and exhale, release. And again, inhale up, letting the ribs lift, and exhale, release. Feeling the length through the back of the body, down and out through the tail, nice and open in the front. Feeling that length and just letting yourself walk a little bit here. Feeling that you're shifting in your hips by being propelled forward from the back. Not that you're stepping and going out, but there's an openness that travels through the front of the hips. And just letting yourself come around and back into a comfortable position. And you can just relax from there. Thank you very much. All right, so I'll see you next week for the next recording. Next week, I'm going to do this on the floor, the original way. And maybe I'll do a hybrid. We'll add maybe a little bit more stretching through the lower body and legs. But you can always refer to the stool. Have a wonderful week. Happy 4th of July.